Welcome back, survivors. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to Jurassic Park Revolution, where we're going to keep on working at farming those points. Let's get right into the hunt menu. Okay, so what are we looking at? We have 282. Unfortunately, we do have the 10 taken off just for anything really there. Well, we could kind of take those off. So we got Desert Eagle. Well, we did unlock a couple of things. God, 250 just for that weapon, though. Damn, man. Okay, well, I guess we're going to go for kind of top 3. That seems to be the easiest. And well, we could do a little bit on Perdita. See about maybe another one of those killing sprees we kind of did at the end of the last episode. We don't have the double ammo yet, but maybe after this, if we're lucky and the Dinosaurs don't poke us or impale us, we'll be good for that. But yeah, I gotta admit, a lot of the Carnivores mods, I guess maybe it's the base game carry along, but god, the points just seem to take so much to go up to. Like, double the points just for the next one there. Almost double. It wouldn't be so bad if the points rolled in a little more steadily, but like, all you get is 9 per 10. You don't actually get, say... I guess once you get the acro, it's not bad, but it's just such a build-up to get there. But anyway, that's probably just me nitpicking a bit. That's just my opinion on how I feel, is that the curve could be a little more forgiving, like, even for a new map, like hell. We're basically going to probably be stuck in the first 3 for quite a while. I don't know if I'll do any farming on my own or not. We'll kind of see how it goes along and things, but yeah, it's going to be quite a series on this one if we do want to try to show off all of the base stuff here. But all looks in order, so that aside, let's hop into the hunt, shall we? Okay, we're all loaded in here. Oh. Well, that's already an interesting sight. There we go. So I did change down the aggressivity, I believe, so that way things weren't quite as bloodlust focused or rabid. So it does seem to have showed, since we just needed the one shot at the rifle and the shotgun. I'm hoping that also means the Dinosaurs aren't quite as... I shouldn't say deadly, because they are still going to be pretty deadly, but they aren't as vicious as they were before. Because when those things got angry, they just gave no hecks about running you down. Well, we already got an Albertosaurus under our list of trophies, so let's see if we can do a little bit more. We'll probably keep the shotgun as our main arm for now. If we can find where that Styracosaurus kind of ran off to, and get in a bit closer, we'll probably switch... Oh! Man, this might actually be a good Alberto hunt. I mean, we've already got a second one there. And I think that was actually responsive ambience, too. Because after we shot, we heard the bird flush. Although... I'm going to take a look around. Just make sure no Dinosaurs are around. Okay. And we spook the Alberto up this way. I kind of like having Jurassic Park Revolution. I know this is coming out of sort of nowhere, but I gotta talk about something on the video to keep you guys a bit entertained between finding animals. I like it because it's almost like, I talked about it before, where it's a little bit different from your standard Carnivores game, so it doesn't quite share the same feel. Ooh, I see. You guys might not have saw it up ahead between the trees there. But once we get up there, I think you'll probably be able to see exactly why I crouched down and I'm going sneaky here. But it feels different enough that... Yeah, there it is. Nice Styracosaurus right there. Different enough that it could be almost its own game. There we go. Okay, we are down the rifle now, though, because we're out of ammo. However, If we can be cautious, we could put the shotgun to some good use. That guy can just enjoy a nice rest. Because your standard Carnivores format, well, okay, everything about this does kind of fall into Carnivores. I think it's mostly the art style of it that's quite a bit different. And that it feels different enough that it's... I don't notice how... Where did the Albertosaurus go, then? Oh? I wonder if these are... I was going to... They may... Actually, no, they're not tracks at all. There's no way that tracks could be left out. Okay, that was just the water through the bush there. But it feels different enough that I don't... I think if I did too much Carnivores on the channel all at once, it'd probably give me burnout, and I'd not want to come back to it for quite a while. So that's why, you guys, I am very thankful for the recommendations, but we probably are going to let the current series go towards, like, full content scene and an end before we'll start a new series up. Like, I think the first one will probably be nearing an end to is going to be Far North on Friday. We just have, I believe, the Daeodon and the Utyrannus to hunt down, and that's basically all the animals hunted. After that, I believe we're going to go into Fallen Kings, just to have that Fallen Kings Friday start. I like alliteration, it kind of rolls off the tongue nicely. And see about what other ones do from there, because I have others like Desperation as a request to go and check out. I have Ice Age that another viewer and subscriber wants me to go into, so I have a lot of Carnivores I can do, but I don't want to make that the only thing on the channel. Just so that way it lasts both longer and I don't run into burnout. Because I think one of the worst things that you can really do, given sort of the position that I am for making videos and that, would be to start disliking what I'm actually doing. Because I think that would carry over very heavily into a video and you probably wouldn't enjoy it as much to watch it. So I want to make sure I can both stay with content for you guys, and that also it's shown off in the best way it can be. Like, that's one of the reasons in the Mandible series I didn't want to go on to the Fluvius Veterum too much, just because it had a lot of the bugs of plants kind of glitching in and out. I don't know exactly why. I didn't want to show that off so that way it was more showing off the bad features. You want to promote something for its good features, so I will be honest about things that if they do seem a little broken or like even the point curve in this game, I will bring it up and mention it, but I'm not going to just kind of be... How do I want to kind of say this? Almost rag on a game just for it ragging on it. Like, I'd prefer to be constructive, to try to give some advice on just how I play, maybe others do. Create some feedback so that way the person or anybody who wants to try the game kind of feels like they have a resource available. Okay, what the hell? Is that Albertus? No. Actually, we have you on the roster, don't we? Yeah, we have Torosaurus unlocked. So we could try. The only problem is we're going to have to... I guess a Tyrannosaurus or something's out for a swim with the ambience coming out from that way, but if we get over this ridge, we may be able to sneak up and try the shotgun on the Torosaurus. I'm still paranoid that there's a Kentrosaur lurking and waiting to spring up and ruin this for us, but so far we're getting away with it. And I shouldn't have said that, should I have? Almost feels like you're kind of jinxing yourself and, oh, now that's going to happen to you. So I just kind of ran up this way. I do gotta be careful because I think Torosaur, more than Strachosaurus, may charge it. Oh, we got something. No, just an Edmontosaurus. I'm actually surprised how similar the color scheme is to the Alberto, so... Oh, shoot. Oh, there's another Torosaurus. Oh, and Tyrannosaurus. Okay, looks like everything kind of gets squished into certain areas on the island because they're rather small spaces to work with. And you can really tell how the wind pressure affects things. You know what? I may even try just getting this Edmontosaurus down as our... Oh, Lord. How much does it take to take one of those down? Okay, well, we're going to restart after we get pummeled a bit. Okay, so we're on to the reloaded map. That's another complaint I gotta say I have for Jurassic Park Revolution. Is the islands seem way too small in some ways. Like, just look at the map. How much area around the landmass is actually usable, but they just kind of shrunk it. Oh, Lord, I think we were right on where the ambience is supposed to play out from. But it just feels like so much wasted space and everything is so cramped into one area almost. That's where I really like the Triassic and the Mandibles and Far North on the channel. Well, on channel and also just as mods, because they feel like vast hunting grounds. These... it's kind of... tiny. Like, you shouldn't really be able to support any of the animals on the island. Oh, I think he ran off. Oh, Lord, even with sensitivity turned down, things are able to pick you up from way far off. It wasn't wind, so it had to be hearing or sight. We'll have to see about Jurassic Park Revolution. I like that it's a little different than Carnivores, but like before, a few things just don't feel like they mesh well enough in it. Like, the point system, the maps are... well, the ambience is maybe a little... oh. Did not realize you were right there. Oh, okay, well, that rapid series of, you know what, we'll take those pair and head back to the hunt menu. We got lucky with those two, let's take our wins. But it's kind of like everything gets so compacted into a certain area, it's kind of hard to just actually hunt proper. Like, if I were to go to Penna now with this and everything, I don't know how it would feel to exactly hunt on, so we'll try Perdita. I really want to get Tyrannus, though, because I think things will start shining again once we have... oh, I think... even a lot... like, that looks like a nice big one. That one looks large. Muerta looks pretty small. I don't know how that would be. I think we'll do Perdita again. And just see how we can sort of do on another hunt. And just try to get what points up we can. So we'll go into another hunt, because this has actually been a pretty swift-going episode so far. And at least for people who like the rapid pace of hunting, this is probably your series to check out. I didn't even get time to really load in before a Kentrosaur came after us. Christ almighty. That goes to show that maybe the maps are a bit too tiny when you can barely load in and you already got one of your living trip mines going off on ya. Unfortunate. Now, why is it literally every time we seem to spawn in, the wind keeps blowing inland, so we have to basically can't go inland to hunt? Like I say, there are a number of things with Jurassic Park Revolution that don't quite mesh as nicely as the other Carnivores mods I've tried. Well, some things do. I think, I do admit, I kind of prefer the more detailed and a bit more different than the canon style of carnivore stuff, just because it makes the animals feel a bit more livelier to see. A little bit more brilliant colors in that. It is, I think, more personal preference than anything at that stage, but that's just kind of how I like a little bit of variety and to see life kind of feel diverse when you look at a roster of things. Weapon-wise, though, I do think the iron sights could use some more tweaking and work. Where the... I got double-teamed by two things. I don't even know where they were over here. Let's restart. Well, this is kind of what I'm talking about, where the maps feel so small and just kind of hard to even get a good hunt started unless you're ready to be swarmed by things. I think those were maybe the ghosts of the one hunt we were actually successful on, because it was literally a Kentrosaur and Albertosaur basically trying to annihilate us in that moment. I'll see what you guys think of the series in the comments, and this may be another Carnivores I might put to rest again. I wanted to try coming back to it to see with a little bit more skill behind myself on how it might play and feel, but can't even sneak up to there because I don't know what it kind of got sensitive to us about. But I feel like it's maybe less... I mean, I'm still pretty unskilled, as you guys have seen so far in this episode alone, but I feel like there's some more stuff that doesn't mesh as well as some of the other mods out there that might need some more work. Could just be me. Maybe if the other guys have, or you have played and tried it out and have your own thinking, maybe you kind of felt like me. I may look, depending on what feedback is, about bringing in another series that's been requested for Carnivores onto our Wednesdays. I like that the maps feel a little more colorful and alive with a lot of the ambience noises and just the foliage and that. I like more of the detailed texture work to the animals, but there are things like weapon crosshairs, how tiny the maps are, just the rather offset point grind that kind of comes into it. I just think there are a few tweaks that could be made to maybe improve the experience more. I may even go into the files with a little bit of editing for the points, but like I said, I'll base everything on feedback and see. I just want to try to keep Carnivores both on the channel, but also show it off at its best, and like I say, try not to get too burnt out, because I know when I tried doing my first playthroughs of, well, not even playthrough, just a few first hunts with Jurassic Park Revolution before I started into some of the other Carnivores, it was the one I struggled with the most to stay focused into, just because, again, the points took a long time, so you couldn't really try out new weapons, so you're just stuck with the same loadout frequently. The sensitivity seemed to be set way too high, as that Strachosaur proved, with us crouching and nearing. It's just things that... I don't know if the settings have to be tweaked to a specific spot in order to get the best experience out of it, or what, but it's just not quite as meshing the more that we kind of gone along with it. I know this is only episode... Actually, this is episode 5, so we have gotten a lot of time under our belt, comparatively. I'll have to see what you guys think. The two ways I'm thinking are either I'm going to mess with the files and change up the point curve, or I might put this one on a hiatus and bring in another Carnivore series. I don't think I'd do Ice Age quite yet, just because since we've done Far North for what's probably going to be around 7 or 8 episodes, I want to kind of give a little bit of variety and just a breather in there. So maybe we'll go back to that later. So I'm trying to remember. I've got Desperation, which it might just be a reskin mod, but in a way, well, in a way a number of things are just reskin mods, but there are some new models that are put into use in that for some mods. I don't think reskin is something to make a stipulation about, no, you shouldn't try it, or that it's any lesser than some mods, because some reskins can be pretty good and well done. But I'll see what requests come in, what you guys would like to see. I'm trying to remember the full list I've got. I think I've got Fallen Kings I want to do Fridays, because alliteration. The Middle Islands, I think, is one that's been requested. Ice Age, Desperation. I've got a number of series that you guys have requested for Carnivores, so if you have any more, and probably let me know what you're thinking on whether you would like to see the series changed up with maybe just a little bit of a point curve, so that way we have some new stuff going. Or if you'd like to see a different series replace it, let me know what that series you'd like to replace it be. A big thing is, because I am doing so many Carnivores things on the channel, like the basically 3 per week, I don't want to burn myself out on an experience that I'm not exactly enjoying, because then that could kind of leave a sour taste if you're struggling a little bit and doing it over and over. So I figure this is a nice middle ground to let you guys have input to see what will be next, and also that I will be accommodating and taking your recommendations into what you would like to see come on out. Hoping to at least get this Torosaurus down and say we can end on a high note of actually getting something hunted, but not exactly going too well so far, is it? I actually don't even see the blood trail. I mean, I wasn't exactly following it in the first place. I got a bit distracted talking to you guys, but I don't see any little bits of red. That's one thing about the terrain being quite so detailed, is that some colors don't exactly show up again very well. That's just the Styracosaur. Oh, like, where did you come out of? And how did you only need 1 shot? It almost seems like they are almost invisible to a point. It's probably just that I was hiding behind a ravine or something. Kind of judging whether you're on a hill or or behind a hill or something can be a bit tricky at times in the game, but at least we got... No, well, there's another one over there. I am really tempted to try getting 2 of them. Just because the Albertosaurs are... Oh, and a Kentrosaur. We'll head down this way and see if we can... Actually, what is closer? You won't come on, and... I think the Albertosaurus is going to be the closer one of these 2. I don't think we have to worry about the Kentro going calm... Uh-oh. I may be mistaken, but... Oh, and that's probably our Torosaur that we've gotten a few hits off, too. Oh, no, he is... running? Away or towards? Okay, away. I wasn't sure there for a moment, then. Again, everything gets plugged into a certain area. Okay, who do I want to tick off first? So that, I think, just actually was not the smart thing to do, because I think now I've literally just pushed every single mean thing into one little corner that is almost like opening a jack-in-the-box filled with a spike ball. A spike and fang ball, but we'll have to just keep a shotgun at the ready and see what we can do. Yep, we got the Torosaurus there. Okay, that's down. Oh. Kentrosaur that went down very easily as well. Okay, I think maybe what we'll do is we'll just take a look at the Kentro. Or not the Kentro, the Torosaurus. Oh. Okay, this is weird. This is reminding me of last episode where we had basically the I shouldn't say kill because they're tranquilized, but multi-down right at the very end, and again, we basically kind of ran into that. So we'll just take a nice look at the Torosaurus since we have the opportunity. I say that though, the ambience always gets me on edge when it's a carnivore roar. I kind of like these, where the textures don't feel too... well, there is a little bit of stretching, but a little bit more detailed, more... well, somewhat paleontologically accurate, although probably not really, just more almost detailed and alive-ish. But we'll end things off here before anything comes along to ruin what was actually a bit of a nice comeback towards the end. Okay, so we're back at the hunt menu, and we're up to 55 points left over now, so we could even go to Tyrannus next episode. I'll let you guys leave your comments about what you'd like to see done, or how you'd like me approach Jurassic Park Revolution with how we keep going. I can't talk for some reason now. Sorry about that, but if you guys do want to see me keep going, like I say, I may just do some things like turn down the point values a bit, maybe drop this from 100 to 80, this one to maybe 150, this one to 200, this to 250. Just kind of bring them more into line style where we can actually show things off without how much we need to go for it. Because, like, we're only getting about 10 per Albertosaurus, so you need to hunt about 10 of these just in order to get up to an Odontosaurus next. It kind of feels like you shouldn't have to go that far into it to try to get, but that's just how it is right now, so you guys let me know in the comments what you'd like me to do with the Jurassic Park Revolution series, tweak or replace, and I'll see you in the next episode. If you have any other comments, such as tips to help us not be as terrible as we are, or just like the series, be sure to leave them down below, and maybe think about subscribing if you haven't already. A new video comes out every day at 1 PM Eastern Standard Time, and it usually varies. We have a bit of a fixed schedule at the moment, but it may vary coming up in the next few weeks to keep new stuff going out. Until I see you in the next episode, though, survivors, please remember, as always, to take care and stay alive.